In what may be one of the strangest transitions to a comic, I'm going to start off with this. First of all, our condolences to the family and friends of the two businessmen who passed. They were flying a helicopter. Mark Croce and let me find the other man's name. Capriato, yep. Michael Capriato. Were flying from Washington, D.C. to Buffalo, and Mark Croce was the pilot of the helicopter. They crashed, and they crashed us outside of Harrisburg, right in the area where our next guest grew up.
Yeah.
Shane Gillis. How you doing, Shane?
Good, man.
So it was, let's see if I've got this right.
You're right about that transition.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Hey, can you be funny now?
How about this helicopter crash? How are you?
It's got to be one of the worst transitions, too.
It's up there.
But Silver Spring Township, that's it, right? I mean, that's where you grew up?
Yes.
Iron Gates?
There's a bunch of new neighborhoods.
Streets, it looked like a subdivision. He crashed in that.
Oh, I thought you were asking him if he had them. Iron Gates.
No.
Is that kind of neighborhood?
Well, we got helicopters.
Yeah, you got farmland down there, too.
Yeah.
Where you grew up, Amish and Hershey Park.
Yeah, man. You know all about it.
Oh, he knows all about it.
I know. I used to date a girl who went to your college.
Really?
Yeah. So I used to go down there. I used to go down in your area practically every weekend for a while.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, until we broke up, and then I didn't go down there at all.
Yeah. Now you probably resent the area.
Yeah.
So is Hazleton close to that?
Yeah, it's about because that's where I grew up in Hazleton. So it's about an hour and a half, I think, something like that. But it's highway miles, so you're just straight up the road. Middlesworth potato chips, is that where that's out of or close? You got a lot of potato chips down there.
Yeah, we got chips.
Hers, pretzels, Tom Sturgis,
all
that good stuff.
And everybody goes and drinks in hotels, right?
Yes.
Isn't every bar like a hotel there?
A lot of them. I don't know if you had that down there.
Yeah, most hotels have bars there.
But I mean, that's like the bars. They were all.
Yeah.
I know when I've ridden motorcycles through there, and we'd stop, and it's like every bar was a hotel.
Yeah.
I don't know that they actually had active rooms.
You have to go out into like a
where you were at.
One light town. You know, if you go to one light town, church, cemetery, and there's the hotel, and that's also a bar.
Yeah.
Also doubles as the corner
and a restaurant too.
Right. So you get everything there.
Yeah, it's like the old West.
So that's where you grew up.
Yes.
You told the story about how like your old man was an animal.
Yeah. He was a beast, man.
He's a beast?
Yeah.
What did he do? What was his...
Well, actually, he works up here.
He does?
Yeah.
How many more ties are we going to have to you?
I know. It's crazy. Oh, I grew up with LaShawn McCoy. We got that going.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Harrisburg guy.
That's right. So, so your father's up here? Or
My father would travel up here. He's a salesman.
Okay. What did he sell?
Potato chips?
Helicopters.
Oh, no.
No. Sorry. That probably wasn't great. Whatever. I've
caught us off, guys.
I've gotten in worse.
Yeah, you've said worse things, right?
Yeah. No, you'd sell like bottle caps, I think, like fruit products.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's an odd combination.
Yeah. Like ice cream and
he put food on the table.
I think he's a crook.
Maybe,
Once he just opened up the trunk and what do you need? You need bottle caps like a fruit products? You need car parts? What you need, man?
Anyway, I got the hell out of here. He drives out of town. Yeah.
He's being chased. You never delivered the products.
Yeah, man.
That's nuts. So you lived there for a little while. Then you went to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I moved to Philly. Philly's great. Big fan. And then this year I moved, like a year.
Stay in Philly for a while. So you went to Helium Comedy, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where I started at Helium in Philly. So then I always, this is the first time I've ever been up here. I've always heard about
it.
You
didn't come in your dad's trunk with the fruit products?
Actually, now you mention it, yes, I did once when I was a little kid. I was like sick and I had to go with my dad on a business trip up here to Buffalo.
Did he teach you stuff?
He just showed me Niagara Falls when I was a kid.
That was it?
And I was like, all right, great.
From the window as we're driving by.
Yeah.
All right, kid, just don't jump out. Don't do anything stupid.
It's funny because he would come up here. He gets a little drunk and goes to the casinos.
Uh-huh.
And he tries to hide that he does that. So then he'll come home from business trips and have a glove compartment full of casino chips. I always take him out and show my mom. I'm like, Mom, he's up there gambling. He's like, God, be quiet, Shane. He's like, oh, you snitching on me? Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're killing me. He comes home with that and no cash. He's like, it was a tough sales call. I just couldn't sell a damn thing.
And herpes.
They're not good.
Happens in the fall.
Actually, you know what? Yes. Yeah. Now my whole family gets cold sores.
Yeah.
It's only once a year, though, right?
Yeah, I didn't know there were herpes.
I blame
until
the falls.
It was too late. Yeah, I think my dad got herpes up here and then drank out of the milk. And in 5th grade, I got herpes from buffalo.
That's funny. You know, they find your body somewhere in Buffalo and they swab the herpes and they're like, "This is from Buffalo. There's got to be a tie to the murder."
This is grade A buffalo herpes.
Yeah. So you go to Philadelphia. You did the Philly accent, which is
I got the Philly accent.
what is the Philly accent?
Yeah,
Water.
It's like he's going to watch birds this year. Like it's just
Yeah.
It's well, what's Buffalo? Buffalo's like Canada, right? Or what's Buffalo?
It's a flat array.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Buffalo accent?
Pertman. Labette.
Labette. Yeah.
Taco.
Mighty taco.
That's in the extreme.
That's a
Yeah, that
nice.
is
Like there's
extreme.
people in Buffalo listening right now. Like, we do not tack like that. And there's a lot of people who don't.
Yeah, they say you guys are crazy.
but there's some who still have the really thick. You know, and then you hear that in Canada. But a lot of the Great Lakes, they all have the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. And
But
Philly's, yeah, like ham. Got to use your phone to call him.
There it is. Okay.
Get down on shore. Yeah, it's a gross accent.
Because then
gross.
there's a little bit. It's not as loud as when you get to central Pennsylvania and then go west where you got Yins.
Yeah.
Yins
in
is
Pittsburgh,
going.
right?
Yins
Yeah.
go right up your ruminate.
Yeah,
That sort of thing.
Yin's gone downtown.
Yeah.
that's Pittsburgh.
But
Yeah,
there's
man.
a little Philly across that too. So you're in Philadelphia for 2 years. What'd you learn in Philadelphia?
I was in Philly, for the 3-4 years, and I learned. I don't know. That was just where I started doing stand up, like 100%, like full time.
Right.
Yeah. Really
Good
committed.
comedy scene down there.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Not too far out of New York, so you
Got
can probably
Bill
travel.
Cosby, Kevin Hart. We got Bill Cosby. No, a lot of really great comics.
You no, but before this, were you playing football?
I did play football. I quit in college, but I went. I went to Army, went to West Point, and then I quit. And then I went to Elon in North Carolina. And I quit, and then I just
So you're a quitter.
stopped. I am a quitter. I look. Technically, so I went to West Point. I joined West Point during a war, so I enlisted in the military during an active war, which gives you a medal. And when you quit West Point, it's not a dishonorable discharge. So technically, I am a decorated veteran who was also on Saturday Night Live and played Division I football. And I literally did none of those things. I didn't do one of those things.
Not one of them.
But when you
that
die,
is my resume technically.
when you die, you could get the full flag fold and everything like that, right?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I bet I could. I mean, yeah. Technically.
And Chevy,
like,
and
"What a
Chevy
fraud."
Chase.
Yeah.
By law, we have to do it.
And Chevy Chase will do the eulogy.
He was a great guy. I loved all this stuff.
It's one of the perks.
So, but West Point, damn.
Yeah. West Point. I mean, I quit right away. I can't even try to brag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got there and said, no.
No, I got there like the night before I got there. So I played football. So I called my friend who was playing football somewhere else the night before, and I was like, I was the night before I went to boot camp. I called my friend who was playing college football somewhere else, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Just playing Madden, and then I'm going to go to a party." And I was like, "Oh man, I went to the wrong school." Like that, I'm in a hotel with my parents about to get dropped off at boot camp.
Get your head shaved.
Oh, and then I just got there, and no, that was funny. When I quit, I like, so the day they drop you off at West Point, they shave your head, give you all the like uniform, teach you how to march, all that stuff, and then at the end of the day, you march past your parents. Like there's a parade, past all the parents that dropped off all the new cadets. And while I was marching past, I remember how like proud, obviously, my parents were. But I like looked at him
My
and
boy.
I was like, I'm gonna quit. Like during the procession past them, I was like, I'm quitting. I'm going home. And I remember my mom like slowly dropping her American flag, like the little tiny thing, just being like, "Oh,
You got to move to Canada.
yeah, I quit." I mean, I'm not joking. I am embarrassed about how much of a coward I was. Yeah, I got there.
You know, some people are meant for that and others aren't. And I'm surprised that your parents, knowing that they raised you, were like, wait, Shane wants to do what now?
Look, it was just the only good well, not that they're good. They're good now. They were pretty bad then. But they like had they played at Notre Dame.
Oh yeah,
at Texas
they
A&M,
get TV
Army,
time,
Navy,
prime
Army
time.
Navy game. Like I was like, man, they really got my parents. That's how they recruit you.
Oh, okay.
They really get your parents to want you to go there.
'Cause I was going to ask you, I'm in the process of, my daughter is a senior in high school. She just signed her letter to go play D2 field hockey.
Oh, nice.
So, but we went through all this thing. We're looking at all these schools. We're visiting schools. At some point, you didn't realize what you were getting into?
Well, that's also the thing. They actually just got in trouble for it on a recruiting trip for some violations.
Oh.
Some strippers on a bus or something. I mean, the official visits to all these schools are very, very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even Army, I was like, all right, you guys are having fun right now.
This is way different than how they treat the field hockey players.
Oh, really? Yeah, they don't
Football and field hockey completely different, I guess.
I'm surprised because you also told a story where you went to Penn State and you got into fights, you get drunk.
Yeah.
But I mean, Penn State's a party school.
Yeah.
I mean, people get hammered, they have a good time. It's a
Yeah.
fun place. It's a good school too.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised you didn't go there.
Well, I wasn't good
No
enough.
strippers.
I wasn't good enough at football. And, yeah.
Was that it?
For what? For Penn State?
Yeah.
Also, I hated Penn State
Oh,
when I was a
interesting.
kid. Because I'm Catholic. I was a Notre Dame guy.
Oh, okay.
Catholic. Where I'm from, like in central PA like that, it's very Penn State or Notre Dame.
And that's
That's
it.
really it.
And that's you can tell who's the Protestant and who's the Catholic.
Yeah.
Although I
Both
would think it's
Penn State-
cheaper to go to Penn State than Notre Dame.
Yeah, for sure. But Penn State and Catholics both love kids. So we all agreed there. Everyone agreed there. We didn't like each other's
That's where
team.
we did the intersection.
Jerry Sandusky would like to take you on a little tour for your official day.
Yeah.
Good Lord. In a way, maybe it's best you didn't. All right, so now, you don't go there.
So I don't, yeah.
You did football then for a little while. Where did
Yeah,
you end
yeah.
up playing?
I played 1 year. I only played at Elon University.
What
in North
position?
Is that
Carolina.
D1 too?
It is.
Okay.
It's like when we played, I played the same season. Remember when Appalachian State beat Michigan? No.
Think.
That was our conference.
I think because it was a
SoCon.
huge.
Yeah.
Right.
That was 1AA beating number 2 Michigan.
Never
at
happens.
Michigan. It was crazy. Yeah, it was D1. It was
Okay.
good. Yeah, it
What
was okay.
position did you play?
I played offensive line.
Offensive
I played
line.
guard in college. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, you got to be jacked up a little bit. You
I
gotta
was
be
big,
ready.
yeah.
That doesn't work, so you go to comedy. And is that when you
Yeah.
went to Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Went home, sold cars for like 2 years.
How were you at that?
I was all right.
Yeah.
I was a little too laid back for it. I couldn't. I mean, I was good at it because I'd be like, look, I don't care how much you're spending on this. I don't want you to spend a lot of money. Just
Were you a used car lot or a new car dealer?
I was both.
Okay.
It was both Hondas. So it was easy. They sold themselves. But I couldn't do the car salesman.
Let me ask you something. When you throw a price down for a car and the car guy goes, let me go talk to my manager. I'll be right back. Do you just go in the room and sip coffee for a couple minutes?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Right.
Go into the manager, talk fantasy football.
Yeah, just sit there and be like, give him, take off 100 and go back and act like you fought me for it.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Come on, scratch.
And that's
Here,
the
let me throw coffee in your face.
black in your eye.
That's
That's
the
tough.
stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff I hated. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Of selling cars. Other than that, it was a great job. But I got bored, and then I went to Spain, taught English over in Spain for school year.
How did you teach? You went to college for a year, it sounds like.
no.
How are you a teacher?
Catch me if you can.
Yeah, true.
It's all fraudulent.
Yeah, by the way, at this point, I'm 48 in this story. I went to college for real 5 years.
Oh, okay.
I was there forever.
All right.
Spain's awesome.
You just played
Spain was
football
great.
for 1 year.
Yeah, I only played
Okay,
football.
all right,
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
quit school. All right, got it.
Yeah, still graduated with a degree in history. That's useless. Totally useless. Yeah, and then
Man,
when I
got
got
you
back
selling
from Spain-
cars, hey.
selling cars,
And,
and then I got back from Spain, moved to Philly, focused on stand up 100%. Moved to New York this year, and now
So-
I'm here.
New York City is where you have to be if you're going to do this sort of thing, right?
Yeah, New York or LA for sure.
All right. So you're killing it in the clubs. You're doing well. How do you get on the radar screen for Saturday Night Live?
I got on because there's the comedy festival Just for Laughs in Montreal, and they have people that go to that, and they had people that went to this comedy festival that I was selected for that was up next for Comedy Central. So Comedy Central and JFL both listed me as a new face and up next as a prospect. So they were at both those festivals, saw me at both of them, liked it, and yeah.
Did you go do an audition or something? Try out?
Yeah. So it was funny because the agency that I had was they were interconnected with SNL. Like they had a lot of people on SNL's roster, and like one of my first days at this agency, they were like, "Do you want to do SNL?" And I was like, "No, like I just don't. I don't think I'm going to fit there. That doesn't work." And then she was like, "Okay." A few months later, she handed me a writing packet from SNL, which a writing packet is just like an audition. Basically, you write a bunch of sketches, send it back to them, see if they would hire you as a writer. I didn't fill it out. I was just like, I'm not going to work there. Like, this is a waste of time. Didn't fill that out. And then, like, a month later, they were like, yeah, they just want you to come in and audition. And I was like, all right, I'll do that, of course. Because that's audition there is just an audition on the main stage in front of Lorne Michaels. And it's like, yeah, I got to do that. So I did that, and I was the only one of the people auditioning that really didn't care because I was like, I'm not going to get this. There's no way I'm going to get this. And then I went on stage and had a really good set, and I was just like, I might get this.
So you just do your stand-up act on stage?
I just did 5 minutes of stand-up. Yeah, that's all it was.
And from that point forward, they probably went internally, said, we like this guy. How many days from that point to when you got I guess at this point you've got an agent.
Yeah.
When did you find out from your agent, I guess?
No. I found out from them. Lorne Michaels called me.
What?
Yeah, it was cool. Well, so that was like the end of August. And then
So it's the end of August.
End of August.
The show goes on the air. The show goes on the air a month later.
September 22nd. 20th was when it.
They cut it that close?
Yeah. And also I didn't find out until 9/11. That's when I found out. September 11th was when he called me.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I should have told you something.
yeah, true. But in between there was a callback where you just go in and meet everybody. Mm-hmm. Like you go around
the cast, the writers.
You meet some of the cast, but you meet the writers and the producers and all that to see if you fit. And that's when I started to realize, like, oh, I'm definitely getting it. Like, I'm definitely getting this job. It's just a matter of, am I going to be a writer or cast? Which it's kind of rare to go straight to cast, which I did.
Wow.
And then,
and then some
it got very public.
God looked down at you and went, quit Notre Dame, do you? I'll show you.
Army, huh?
Yeah. So then I got crushed from that day until now.
Yeah.
Just about every day.
It's gotta suck because for a whole different bunch of reasons. But you do these podcasts, and it's oftentimes, and I know that we've thought of this sometimes too. You think you're just in a room with your buddy, and you're just saying stuff that you'd say in the room with your buddy, and you don't think sometimes that the microphones are on.
Yeah. And even then, I mean, we had at the time that clip they took from me, which, by the way, it wasn't like that long ago. They took a clip from like 2018.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people try to defend me by being like, well, we all got in trouble for saying something back then. It's like, no, mine was pretty recent, but mine wasn't like, I don't know. I'm not going to go into that, defend that right now. But our audience was very small, a pretty niche market. Like, it was like, we know these guys. We know they're not going to get offended by anything we say. We know that's kind of what they want right now.
It's a small, jaded audience. No one's listening. That's what you think.
And it's like, yeah.
And you never think for one moment that then some guy, some comedy blogger, whatever, is going to find this stuff, post it, and then try to make it a big
for sure.
woke moment.
For sure.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I'm surprised at, because your value on the show would have come out, because I've listened to, we're listening to some of your stand-up, and I'm like, I could see you on, I don't want to make this worse for you, I could see you on Weekend Update doing some of this stuff, and
for sure.
It was the type of thing that they were looking for. They were looking for a working-class kid to come in and do some comedy. So for Saturday Night Live, they lost the value in that. I'm surprised that Lorne Michaels didn't turn around and understand that in the context. It sounded like whatever pressure maybe for him, for the show, whatever the case.
For the network.
Bent.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. There was because I've talked to him after the fact. I talked to him recently. I stay in touch with him. He was a nice guy, and he was trying to. I think he was trying to get me on. I think he was trying.
I think that's interesting.
He got a lot of pressure from a lot of people.
So
to
it wasn't
have me on.
It wasn't his final decision.
I mean, I guess in the end it was his final decision.
But the pressure might have been too high.
It had to be. But yeah, I think the price was too great, as far as like advertisers and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then other cast members maybe.
I think some other cast members might have had a problem. They got a lot of very woke cast members.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's what they were looking for. They're looking for some balance. It's a shame.
I mean, yeah.
At the same time, look, if your comedy's strong enough, and it sounds like it is, you're going to do specials. You're going to have a whole different path. I'm surprised someone hasn't offered you. Have they? Have you talked about some other things?
We're working on it. We'll figure it out. Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah.
So from here, what are you doing? So you're doing a tour. Obviously, you're in Buffalo.
I'm just going on the road for the next year, trying to get this hour down and good, so then I can do a special.
Right. So that's part of, if you go to see Shane Gillis tonight, tomorrow night, Helium Comedy Club, you're working on the hour that you're going to be.
Yeah.
Nice. Telling stories.
Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
So you were telling stories about your father. You're telling stories about beating guys up at Penn State, getting hammered.
Yeah. It's nice too. My friend Chris O'Connor opens for me, and he was actually my roommate in Philly. So now he comes around with me and opens for me, and he's got some good stories too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got into prostitutes lately.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't like it.
No,
it's a dangerous thing.
I got a sore throat.
Does he bring him home?
It's because you like the guy, right? How long have you known this guy?
I like him. Me and him have known each other for like 4 or 5 years. He's asleep in the hotel. He's on the couch in the hotel right now.
With a prostitute?
No toots tonight.
Okay.
We're going no toots in Buffalo.
But he's walking down a dangerous path, and
he's on a dangerous path. I don't like it.
Because he's going to end up with either buffalo herpes, which is very possible, getting knifed, his liver or his kidneys cut out.
Your stuff getting stolen.
More stuff.
I've been never mind. I've been asleep.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I was, No, I don't know. Are we allowed to talk about this here?
It depends how far you go.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
Not too many details. I mean,
me and him have shared hotel rooms.
Okay, is that code?
And I've been drunk and asleep, and he's gone behind my back.
Bastard.
And brought people into the room while I was asleep.
While you're sleeping.
Stealing your cheeseburger.
Unbelievable. And he said they were like afraid of me. Because, I'm just some giant guy.
The sleeping giant. Don't wake the sleeping giant.
Big idiot snoring, and this lady walks in like, oh my God, you didn't tell me about that guy.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he's fine. Don't worry about him.
You can't wake that guy up.
He's not participating.
He's not going to wake up. Don't worry.
She's like, this is an extra $100. He's like,
He took pills before he went to sleep.
Yeah, so we got that going on.
All right.
I don't know.
But you're saying, you've laid out the law for this guy. No toots.
We're going no toots in Buffalo.
You guys do have 2 beds in the room,
unless
right?
you're listening to this now and you're a prostitute, come to the shows.
How are you going to enforce that?
I don't know.
Unless you got him to buy in. If you got him to buy in, if he's like, I'm with you, then you could hold that against him.
He's in. No, he's working on it. This is a resolution. We're working on it as a group, as a team.
Some people are like, I'm losing weight. I'm going to get more exercise. He's like, I'm cutting back on the prostitutes.
We got to cut back on the prostitutes.
For 2020, no prostitutes.
Man, 30% less toots.
That's a good,
I guess. Shane, listen, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Really
Awesome,
talented.
man.
You're going to kill it this weekend. Go see Shane Gillis. He's at Helium Comedy Club this weekend. Laugh your ass off. Have a good weekend, man.
Yeah, and if you need some extra cash, hit up the opener.
Yeah.
True.
And if toots are listening, and you need some business,